What?
Kevin Spencer Origins, and we're live now. We're not live. We're recording now. There we go.
Something's wrong.
Kevin Spencer originated in a prison in Canada.
Kevin Spencer originated and enjoy prison?
In a prison in Canada.
He's a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin was on his way to adult prison, and he was scared. Being locked in a cage wasn't what frightened him, since he'd already spent almost half his life in and out of juvenile halls and
I
mental
will be
health
right
facilities
back, but I'll
because of his
keep it
anger
running.
issues and problems dealing with authorities.
Prison spotted.
He was scared of the older convicts. They looked pretty mean, and Kevin was intimidated by them. Kevin had heard stories from some of the ex-cons he used to go drinking with when he was 11 that if people weren't afraid of you in jail, then they'd take advantage of you. Just like they did to his old man whenever he was in the joint. Kevin sure didn't like the sounds of that. He figured he'd better make the other inmates afraid of him, right quick. The first thing the lousy screws did to Kevin was to make him and all the other new prisoners take off their clothes and have a group shower. Kevin got
Prison
as far as
turns
taking off his
inmates
shirt,
gay.
then he froze with self-conscious fear. He didn't much like the idea of being naked in front of a bunch of other men because of what his father had taught him about people like that.
Bible says homos is wrong.
So instead of taking off his pants,
Well,
Kevin rushed one of the guards.
Well, you know,
and
sometimes
really
it's
sweet one in
sucker
the
get
kidney.
fucked, you know?
Kevin was hoping to put the boots to him, but before he could lift his foot, one of the other guards hit him with his nightstick right in the back of the head.
Bible
When
says
Kevin
homos
came
is
to,
wrong.
he was in a small room with really soft walls.
The Bible
wearing
says they
just
should
his
get
underwear.
epically stoned to death
Alright,
on
well,
weed.
What a fucking
room.
Kevin
Yeah,
knew
we
this
should
because it looked
stone
just
all
like
the
the ones
gays
in all
with
the
some
juvenile
weed.
halls and mental institutions where he'd spent
Get them
most of his young
stoned
years.
to death.
Well, it looks like you're already starting,
Kevin
aren't
sure
you?
wished he had some smokes and prescription cough syrup to help pass the time, but since he didn't, he figured he might just as well get some more rest. Kevin curled up and went to
Help, they
sleep.
locked me in a rubber room full
Kevin
of
dreamed about
rats.
smoking. Then he dreamed about drinking cough syrup.
No.
Then he dreamed about smoking and drinking cough syrup. Then he dreamed about what it would be like to be 75 feet tall with chainsaws instead of hands that he could
I was
use
going
to
to
lop the
went to go
heads off
find
of
my
all
phone.
his
It's
betrayers.
driving me nuts not knowing where it was.
Kevin had this dream a lot, and it was his favorite, because he was insane.
By the way, was that the same
One of the
intro for when
conditions
we
of
watched
Kevin's
the
jail
first
time
or the
was that he
second
visit
episode of
the prison
episode 1 or whatever
psychiatrist
other one we
3
watched?
times a week.
No, it was similar
Most
though.
prisoners only had
So
to
like
go
the
once.
pilot has a
That's
completely like has a
because
different
most
version of the
prisoners
intro
were a lot more
then.
stable than Kevin.
Good morning, Kevin. My name is Mr. Franklin, and I'm here to help
This is a
you.
separate episode from
Kevin
the
wasn't much
first
in the
one we
mood for any
watched.
help.
That's good,
I know.
Kevin. Expressing your emotion is a positive issue-oriented response.
Huh?
In this office, you
What
are
was-
free to express
no shit?
whatever is on your mind. There are no barriers and no judgments.
Kevin
Like,
liked the
I don't
idea
think
of
they
no
have a
barriers
separate
and no
intro for
judgments,
every episode,
and he
though,
really
right?
liked the idea of expressing whatever was
I
on
think
his
it was
mind.
the same intro as the other
Unfortunately for
season 1
Mr.
episodes,
Franklin,
dude.
Kevin
Then why'd
had been
you say
thinking
no?
about throwing his coffee mug at him. It was a good thing for Mr. Franklin. Kevin's
thought you were
dad
talking
had
about
never played
something
catch
else.
with him.
Thought
or
you were
any
talking
other
about that
game
one
for that
scene
matter.
where...
I've
never mind,
studied
just
the court
forget it.
documents from your trial, and despite what the judge,
I thought you were saying you thought that
prosecution
we'd already
lawyers,
seen
your
some
parole
scenes
No, I
before
wasn't
that happened
saying that. I was
together.
saying the
and
intro
students at your
was, like,
school
looked
and your
different.
parents said, I don't
Well,
think
it
you are a
definitely wasn't
worthless,
different.
lost cause.
But as I said,
So let's
every
talk
season
about
has
your
its own
parents.
intro.
What kind of people were they?
But like, I thought you were about to say is this the same episode
No,
we watched
that's not
before?
what I was saying at all.
When Kevin's dad, Percy Spencer, was 18, he enlisted in the Army because he'd been arrested for vagrancy so many times that the judge told him if he didn't get a job, he was going to jail for a good long time.
Up yours, prick.
The old man wasn't much for working, and he didn't have any job skills.
You know who
because he
else
was an
really liked the
alcoholic, and
lottery?
he quit school halfway through
Elliot
grade 6
Rodger.
when he turned 16.
And my father.
First day of boot camp was
Elliot
really
Rodgers,
hard.
your father?
You are all worthless putrid
No, I'm
pieces of
just
scum
saying my
that I've
dad's a
handed the
gambling
sorry
addict.
task of trying to mold into men.
Just like Elliot Rodger.
Most of you won't last.
Well, Elliot
and
Rodger
the ones
wasn't a
that do
gambling
are
addict. He
gonna
was just
hate me
pathetic and
anyway.
thought that
Shut
if he
your
like
hole, I
willed
got a
it, he would
headache
win the
from drinking.
lottery and like not have to do anything else.
Percy's
That's a Mortal
My
dad
dad's
Kombat
been
things to
scram.
learn
gambling
about
for
army
longer than
life.
I've been born.
After he hit the
I mean,
drill
yeah, you know,
sergeant,
the
they put him in a
Frank Will,
metal
like, helping
shed
out
out in the middle of the
Wilbur
field for
Victory.
6 hours to try and sweat some sense into him. When the guards opened the door to see if he'd learned his lesson, He kicked one of them right in the crotch and ran towards the fence to escape. But because Kevin's dad had been a heavy smoker since he was 7.5 years old, he only made it halfway to the fence before he had a stroke. While he was recuperating
what
in
the
the
dog doing?
hospital, he broke into the medicine cabinet and stole a bunch of morphine and Percodan.
Dude, is that an Abby
He went
normal brain?
AWOL, sold the drugs to some teenagers, and went on a 3-week drinking binge.
Well,
What's wrong with
guys,
that boy?
that Don't Hurt Me, I'm Scared is blocked in the UK and Ireland. I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that
Who
shocked.
would've
He had hoped the
thought?
binge would last longer,
That's never
but he
happened
ran out
before.
of money. So he decided to go back to the army base to get a few good nights' rest and to try and steal some more drugs.
I got no money, so F off.
The drill sergeant told him he was being dishonorably discharged. Those were pretty big words for Kevin's
I don't know
old
why,
man.
but I just
He
thought
didn't
of,
know what they meant.
You ever
But
seen
just
like
in
the,
case they were a
what's it
come-on,
called? Is it called
Percy
Larry?
punched the drill sergeant
fucking
square in the larynx,
Hot Diggity Demon
just so
series?
people wouldn't think he was fruity.
Jerry, Jerry,
Then he went
Jerry.
to the hospital barracks
Jerry, yeah.
and stole a bunch of codeine and sleeping pills. That ought to learn the army a thing or two, he thought. Anastasia Blunt had been a rodeo clown groupie ever since she lost her virginity to one when she was 13. He spent the last
fuck?
few years following Large Mike's rodeo and rope trick caravan across North America. Large Mike wasn't a very good businessman, and he was down to one clown. One night, the clown got really whacked on
He was
100
down to
proof
one
tequila
clown, but was he
and
down to
decided
clown?
to tease the bull. A whole
Black
lot
tar
more than both
smokes.
like.
10 times the nicotine.
You're a stupid goof.
Now with a little bit
That
of
ain't
codeine
good
as well.
thinking.
Because he was so loaded, Happy the rodeo clown couldn't run worth a damn, and the bull
You ever
caught
seen
him
that movie,
and stuck his
Vulgar?
horn right through Happy's spine.
Yeah.
Because the doctor
Yeah, I know
said
you've seen
Happy
it,
would
Corbin.
never walk again, and his days as a rodeo clown were over,
Vulgar's a movie about a
Anastasia
clown that
found
gets
herself
butt
without a
raped.
whole lot to do.
Gang rape, to be specific.
Percy didn't like having to walk places, especially since his heart attack. But he was too poor to afford a car, and even
And it
if
was
he
produced
could,
by Kevin
he wouldn't
Smith.
be allowed to drive because of his 13 driving while impaired charges and the $4,600 he owed in parking tickets. Still, it was pretty hot out, and Percy figured he was a long way from any cops, so he decided to steal the next car he saw. The chip wagon was the nicest car Percy had ever been in, and the man he'd stolen it from had $27 in his pocket. Percy
See,
thought there
and
must
this
be
episode
big
especially,
money in
the
running a chip
animation
wagon to
seriously
have that
gives some
kind
like
of scratch
12-ounce
lying
mouse
around.
vibes.
Yeah, I
To
say
celebrate
like
his newfound
I said,
freedom,
this is the
he bought
pilot
a big
episode.
jug of
It's
wine
even worse
and a
than the
handful
rest
of
of
the
the
pills he'd
season.
stolen.
Honestly, it's kind of
Decided
like
to
better
see how
looking in
fast
my
the chip
opinion
wagon
because all the
could
rest
go.
are just like the shape tools with
Percy
like
wasn't as
paint.
far away from the cops as he thought.
Oh, really?
Whereas these are
Anastasia
actually
was
drawn
stuck
lines.
in the middle of nowhere. Large Mike had promised to take her with him if she slept with him, but after he was done, he just laughed and drove away. Anastasia figured she'd have the last laugh, though, because she'd stolen his wallet out of his pants, and because Happy had given her syphilis. Anastasia figured she'd
Why would that have
hitchhike to
given her the last
Nashville
laugh?
and try and meet some more clowns. That's when
There's a
Percy drove
weapon in this
past.
game that has my name.
Their eyes locked,
Wow.
and it was love
Nashville,
at first
Ontario.
sight.
There's Beck de
Then a
Corbin.
bunch of police cars drove past.
Oh.
Maybe it was just the codeine and wine talking, but Percy was in love. He decided to ask the woman to marry him.
You're so pretty, you make a man want to
Big
do it
fat
regular
pig
with
poutine.
you. You in?
I got syphilis.
Ah, who don't?
I'll wait for you, sugar, and I'll see a doctor about my pride.
Bring me some
Don't
smokes.
forget that smoke!
Aw. Aw.
Don't forget that smoke!
Aw.
It was Kevin's second week in adult prison. He was still
Wasn't
pretty
that
scared and
awful?
nervous, but he wasn't alone anymore.
Someone
because
buy
his
me a
dad had
pack of
just been
cigarettes now?
sentenced to 2
I
years
forgot this
less a
had
day
8
for
fucking
public drunkenness
seasons.
and discharging a
Yeah,
firearm
there's
within
8
the city
fucking
limits.
seasons of
And
this
he was in
show.
a cell not far from
Thanks.
Kevin's.
Now I want
Here's
heroin.
my boy. Boy, that's your Uncle Mike and your Uncle Frank. Them 3 guys that's
I'll
Frank
need a
and
lot of
Kevin.
heroin to get me through
The
this
mothers
series.
belong to Mike and his wife, even though he ain't but fathered one of them.
Bootlegger fathered the others because me
You
and the
say that
missus
as if
ain't
you
had
don't watch this
jobs
all
or
the
money
time.
for drinking.
How long you in for, boy?
Kevin told his uncles and cousins that he was doing 25 to life. They all laughed at him because he had the longest sentence. Then they took turns telling him what they were going to do when they were free, and he was still in jail. It was a fun get-together. Kevin wanted the good times to continue, but suddenly the exercise yard went silent. There was a new prisoner. His name was Slappy
Yeah,
Bigelow.
but at least everything's drawn
Most
by
people
hand in
already
this
knew him
episode
because
rather
he'd
than
only
just.
been
Well, it's
released
drawn
two
by
weeks
hand. Like,
earlier.
it's drawn. Like, it's clearly
Slappy
also
was the
drawn
meanest man
digitally.
in
Like
prison,
this.
and he liked to
But
hurt
like this,
people
I'm
and
saying they're like
intimidate
actual
them.
lines, whereas
So
like
they
all
would
the
do
heads are
things
like
for him.
just using the circle
Perfectly
tool.
Kevin remembered what the
round.
ex-cons had said to him when he used to
I
get
could be
loaded
wrong
with
too
them.
that they might not have
If
used the
people
tool
aren't
or
afraid
whatever.
of you
But
in
like,
prison,
I don't know,
you'll
like
be in big trouble.
the shittier quality
Kevin
almost
figured he'd
adds
better
more
lay down
charm.
some
Like I'm
ground
still
rules
not
right
saying
quick
it's good.
so Slappy wouldn't get any ideas. His cousin Lewis never saw it coming.
Yeah. Those look like hand-drawn
Kevin
circles.
figured since his cousin
Yeah.
Lewis now had a broken jaw, he wouldn't be needing his smokes.
I honestly more
was the
think
middle
this is
of
like
the
a
summer, and
subjective
Percy
thing,
Spencer
whether or
was
not
being
you like
released
this
from
shit or
prison.
not.
Percy and Kevin's mom had written letters to
Well,
each
whether
other
you like
almost
something
every
is
day,
pretty much
which
always
wasn't as big a deal as it
subjective.
might
Whether
seem,
it's good or not
because
is the
neither one of them
objective
knew a
part.
lot of words, so the letters were pretty short.
But and
no, I
like
just
and
like
like they're
watching
they're
Kevin's
like
dad
like
got
he,
all
like if
his
something is
clothes back,
objectively
and the
good, then
prison
there's
warden
like
gave him
probably reasons you
$50
like it,
release money.
right? But
Like, I wouldn't say this show is an objectively good show. It's
well, no,
a
I'm not saying that
terrible
either.
show,
I'm just
Never
saying
going
like
back.
But
when it comes to matter of
subjectively, I just
taste,
like
yeah.
watching
Mine too. You
It's
got
so
any
stupid.
smoke?
It's funny.
Yeah.
Come on. It's time you and me done some living.
Kind of like why someone
Percy
would want
decided
to
to
watch
spend his
12
money on
Ounce
the woman
Mouse
he
or whatever
loved
that
to
show
take her
is.
for all the
Well, 12
smokes
Ounce
and
Mouse is
illegal
actually
liquor she
funny.
had brought him while he was in jail.
Maybe we should watch it
That's
someday.
a show I haven't seen in
$50 doesn't
eons.
go a long
Oh, yeah.
way, and pretty soon they were down to their last $2.
The DVD of it's like super
Kevin's
rare.
parents decided to spend the money on
Goes
Nevada
for like
tickets,
$300 to
I know.
$500
hoping
bucks.
to win a nice little chunk of pocket change. But all the tickets were losers.
I know.
So instead of thinking about
I mean,
getting
Xavier's
jobs,
pretty rare too, but
Kevin's
you got
mom
lucky
faked
enough
she
to
was
get
having
it.
a stroke. And when the cashier
Apparently.
went to help her,
Yeah, I
Kevin's
got
dad
it,
cleaned out the till,
like,
and took a few packs of smokes, some
6
porno
years ago
magazines,
or something?
and a hairbrush and
Not
compact
too
set
long
for
ago.
the woman he loved.
Xavier Renegade?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't this just romantic?
Oh, where is it?
Hey.
What
Oh
do you...
boy, you're amazing, sweet daddy.
See if I can find a copyright on
Way
it.
better than at least half the women I paid for.
Kevin's mom thought that Percy was calling her a prostitute, so she cuffed him with an empty bottle of wine and told him to get his useless convict ass out of her bed before she phoned the cops and turned him in
Nope,
for ripping off the liquor
2009.
store. Percy didn't much like being talked to like that, and he aimed to straighten things out. But before he could get to his feet, Kevin's mom caught him
But
with
the
a
younger
left hook
course
to the
is only
kidney
like 6
and a
seasons.
real sweet one right in the temple.
Well, there's a
Percy
full
was
series
already
release
dizzy
of Aqua
because he
Teen,
was
you know,
loaded,
not including the
and the
newest
punches
stuff,
sure
but it
didn't
is
help
missing
things.
one episode. It's
He
missing
passed
Shake
out
Like Me
cold.
because they're fucking pussies now.
When Percy woke up 2 hours later, his
That's
head was
the,
in Kevin's
black
mom's
one?
lap.
Yeah, the one where he
and she
gets
was
bitten by
crying
a
really
radioactive
hard.
black man and
Mama,
becomes a black
sorry,
shake.
babe. I promise I will never hit you again. Mama loves you, sweet. You're still my sugar, ain't you?
You got a smoke?
After Percy cleared his head and smoked a few more cigarettes, he made love to the woman he loved.
Maybe you're better than any rodeo clown I've ever had.
Then he stole the neighbor's pickup truck, drove into town, and ripped off some more booze. Kevin's
Yeah, what
dad
the
was
fuck?
wrong when he said he was never going back to prison.
Mama,
I don't even remember where I got that.
sugar.
Bring smoke.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you.
The Nut Shack's pretty rare because I never find that
I ain't
online.
supporting no kids. You tricked me. you
When I bought it
Kevin's
FYE
mom
for like
didn't
$7
being called
though.
names, so she said that Percy was a dumb unemployed son of a bitch who was too stupid to get a job and support
Ooh.
anything. Percy told her to shut her hole. and
Yeah,
that there
nobody
were
knew
plenty of other
Nutshak
women in the world who
existed
would be
until,
happy to
like,
take up with a man like him.
2019.
Yeah.
Kevin's mom laughed. Then she told the cops about the cash and porno magazines, so Percy would get a few extra months tacked onto his sentence. She figured that ought to teach the moron a thing or two.
Don't forget the smoke.
I'm sorry, baby. I love you. Don't take my baby.
Kevin's mom was so upset that she threw a bottle of rye right through the back window of the police cruiser. She was sentenced to 3 months in
fugitive.
jail
I got
for
one
obstruction
for
of
you.
justice.
Okay.
This really made Kevin's dad angry, because
This
now there was no one to bring him smoke.
or Netflix Trailer Park Boys?
Ooh, Netflix Trailer Park Boys.
Damn.
To be
Savage.
fair, I haven't watched Netflix
It
Trailer
was
Park
visiting
Boys in
day
a
at prison,
long
and
time.
Kevin's mom was
I've only
excited
watched, you know,
because she hadn't
like
seen
this
her
recent
son
time, I've
and
only
husband
watched the
in
original
almost a
run, the
month.
specials, and Countdown to
She
Liquor
was
Day.
supposed to visit every week, but because of her drinking, a lot of times she
But I
just
have
forgot
seen
to
at
go.
least a season of the
She
Netflix
had a fresh
series
carton of
like
smoke
10
for
years
Kevin.
ago.
and one for his dad. Uncle Mike and Uncle Frank's wives were there too, and almost all of their kids, except
I
for
thought
the
it
ones
was
who
going to
were
be
in
a little more
different prisons.
contentious than that.
It was the first time Kevin had ever been to
Well,
a
I'd
family
need
reunion,
to
and he
watch
thought
it
was
again
really
to
fun.
fully decide that. But
Kevin especially liked the potato sack
I
race
still think
and the
I'm
softball
pretty
game,
confident in my answer.
even though he struck out every time, and his dad kept laughing and calling him a useless idiot.
Why don't you hit the damn ball and quit embarrassing the family, you stupid effing freak?
That was the kind
They're a
of
lot
thing that
lighter on the
bothered most
language
kids.
in this than most of the
Kevin was
series,
pretty
too.
much used to it. After lunch, the women broke open the bottles of liquor they'd smuggled in, and the men took out the bootleg booze they'd made in prison. Everyone got real good and loaded. Kevin wished his
fuck
mom
yeah,
had brought the
toilet
cough
wine.
syrup he'd asked for, but he was happy
Wine
she just
shoved up
remembered
my
to come
ass.
at all.
Who's my little cowboy?
No, the toilet wine. It's different.
Who's my cowboy? You are, Kevin. That's who, Slugger, your mama's little cowboy. Oh,
If I ever go to
Jesus,
prison,
boy.
make sure to
Why'd
speak.
you have to be like your useless father? Ah, Jesus, boy.
Which one of you dumb son of a bitch convicts
Enjoy.
want to dance?
Uncle Mike's wife had brought a tape deck. She put in her new Best
I
of
go to the
theme
prison,
songs cassette and started to
I'm gonna get
dance.
fucked.
Pretty soon, everybody joined in.
True.
Kevin didn't really like dancing.
I don't want to go to
He
jail
didn't
because I don't want
be
to turn
left
gay.
out. Uncle Frank asked Kevin's mom to dance. The first song
Well, you're
was
gonna
off,
like it?
so that was okay. Then a slow song came on, and they started to kiss.
Yeah, he
because they
knows
were
he's at
both
risk
so
for
drunk
turning gay,
that they
so he
figured
doesn't
no
want
one would
to put
notice.
himself in that position.
Yeah, like why would he say that?
Showtime!
Kevin's dad jumped on Uncle Frank's back, and they fell to the floor. All of Kevin's relatives started to cheer.
You got a gimp leg, Frank. Kick him in the leg. You got a gimp leg.
Pretty soon, though, it got kind of boring just standing there watching Kevin's dad and Uncle Frank fight, so the rest of them decided to get in on the action and let off some steam.
Oh, action.
Kevin didn't really have any reason
Fighting.
to hit anyone, but that wasn't the kind of thing that had ever stopped him before. He picked up a chair and threw it as hard
Fucking
as he
quiz!
could. Lewis
Yeah.
never saw it coming.
Hang on, I can do that
Kevin
better.
figured that since Lewis's jaw was rebroken, he wouldn't have much use for the smokes he was carrying, or the money in his pocket. Things had worked out so well the first time
Soundboard.
that Kevin figured he'd throw another chair to see if he couldn't collect enough for a whole carton of smokes. He was itching to smack his old man a good one.
Wanna hear
but
my
because he
Pauly
was still
impression?
good and buzzed on bootleg liquor, he missed completely and hit
There you
Johnny
go. That was
Felsen.
that was well enough
Johnny
time.
Felsen was Slappy Bigelow's best friend. After the guards broke up all the fights, they sent everyone
Somebody
home.
got swifty and
Kevin's
shit on the
mom
floor
said
there.
it was the nicest party she'd been to in a long time, and she cried when she left and promised to be back the next week with more smokes. Kevin could hardly wait.
You know, I think I know why it is this show hasn't clicked with me. Like, well, I mean, there's a couple of reasons, but I think I know one of the main reasons the show hasn't clicked with me so much.
Young man crying out for the loving
The pacing is really weird, where it just kind of drags on and nothing happens. Like, the episodes feel a lot longer than
teach
they
you how
are.
to tie a tie. I want to give you unconditional love.
Kevin didn't understand a lot of the big words, but he pretended he did.
At least it's a
so
good
Mr.
show to
Franklin
watch on,
wouldn't think he
Red
was a
Eye Theater.
moron.
Well, again, we can show
Besides,
it,
thought
and
it was a whole lot safer
you know,
in
it's
Mr.
fun to do as a
Franklin's
group,
office,
and it
now
gets
that
views.
Slappy was
So there
looking
you
to
go.
tear him a new
Gotta
one
make
for
that
his
then, like,
best
content
friend
on
with
that
a
grind,
chair.
right? On the grind
I
all the
noticed
time.
you occasionally, and I noticed you occasionally just get some rando who's into Kevin Spencer
Kevin's mom
well,
was
yeah.
commenting
8
on your
months
video.
pregnant,
Right.
and it was a big day because her husband was getting paroled.
On one of your older videos of us watching this series, someone commented, "Oh hell yeah, algorithm
Ain't got no
pull,"
money.
some shit
Yeah,
like
well, no,
that."
I've seen those comments. Yeah, I do read my comments. Believe it or not.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You ain't lost your touch, sugar.
Like whenever we watch this show, there's always a moment in the episode I'm like, oh, is it over?
Got any smoke?
Because it feels like the natural spot that it would end. But, it hasn't
I've
ended.
been thinking. What, because of the extra child support?
And it's like, oh, there's still like 5 minutes of this left. What the fuck is left?
You'd make
You
an
know?
honest woman out of me.
And I've had that happen multiple times this episode. Because
It's
kinda all over the place.
F&M.
Yeah, the pacing's
Oh,
still
my
over.
Kinda
angels
didn't love
from heaven,
hates-
baby.
Like he hates anime, but he likes Kevin Spencer and the Son of the Master.
I don't
movie.
hate anime. I just don't watch it.
He wasn't
I said
talking about
Vinlove. I'm not even talking about you.
Well, I tell you to kiss her, but it looks like you already got past first base long
On the
time.
horizon.
Yeah, first date.
Oh, Jesus! My water broke!
Kevin's mom rushed to the hospital, and his dad went to the liquor store to get a bottle for celebrating. Then he stopped off to buy some lottery tickets, met a guy he knew from prison, and went on a 3-day drinking binge. By the time they met their father, Kevin and his brother were almost 4 days old.
Kevin had a brother?
We ain't got room for 2.
Yeah,
Which one you want to keep?
a twin brother.
Kevin was my firstborn. He'll always be special to me. But he don't
They end up
smile
giving the
none
other twin
or
away
make
to some
no
other
noise.
family who lives in
He
LA.
just lies there, staring straight ahead.
Kevin's dad figured that not smiling or doing anything was a whole lot easier to look after than a baby who wanted a lot of attention. So they gave the other one up for adoption.
Oh, there you go.
Kevin's mom cried so hard when they took the baby away to his new parents that her gin
And I
sand
assume
came
they
out her
never
nose
bring
and
that
put out
other
her
kid
cigarette.
up again, do they?
Kevin's
Yes,
dad
they do,
decided
actually.
should
They
all
bring
go
him up
down to the mall
multiple
to get more
times in
lottery
other later
tickets
seasons.
and
You
have
even
a
get
real
to
nice
see him
family portrait
when he
taken.
grows up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Kevin's actually, in one episode, gets very close to meeting him, but he never gets to.
Even then you could see he weren't right in the head.
Also, another problem I
At the
think I
end of
have is
Kevin's
Kevin's
first
entire
month in adult
personality
prison,
is
and things
essentially
were going pretty well so
Letary
far.
and Milton. You know, I like to do bad things.
The other prisoners pretty much left
And that's
him
like
alone.
it. That's his entire
Mostly
personality.
because there was a
And
lot
that
of
can
publicity
work.
surrounding Kevin's trial, and just about
But, like,
everyone
he's
knew
not
he
even
was
really that
sociopathically
shocking.
insane. Everyone
Also, he
except
doesn't talk.
Slappy Bigelow.
He talked in one episode we've seen so far.
Slappy was pretty
like
sore
one
at
out.
Kevin for hitting his
Yeah.
best friend in the head with a chair.
There's
and
8
figured it was
seasons of
time for
this.
Kevin to learn just who was boss.
And I think Bother Me None told me
Slappy
he
was
talks in
really
like
giving
3
it to
episodes,
Kevin.
and the one that we saw where he
Kevin's
talked was the one where he has the
imaginary
most
friend, Alan the
dialogue.
Magic Goose told Kevin
Yeah.
that he shouldn't let himself be pushed around
He
like
only
that.
says, like,
Then
2
him a
words
good
in
one, Kevin.
another episode, and then, like,
Kevin really wanted to
5 words
slug
in the last
Slappy right in the
episode.
throat, but Slappy was a whole lot bigger than him.
No, I'm
Kevin
definitely
figured
wrong
he'd
with
bide
that
his
word
time.
count, but I don't care. You get my point.
Yeah.
Later that day, when all
He
the
doesn't
other
talk a
prisoners
lot.
of his cell block were in the common room watching Baywatch, Kevin snuck into Slappy's cell and set it on fire. Kevin figured that ought to learn the ignorant prick a thing or two.
You
That'll
are
show
a
him all right.
genius, Kevin Spencer.
Also,
And
look
now
how weird Alan looks in the pilot.
Maybe life in prison wasn't going to be so bad after all.
Maybe he'll enjoy
Leastwise,
prison?
not for me, thought
Question
Kevin.
mark?
Ooh.
Something's wrong
Well,
with that kid.
there we go. There's another one. See you next time, Boyles.
Toodles.